it's Megan. So I just filmed a video about how not to give in to hype, and I'll link that down below for you guys. But I thought this would be a perfect next video to talk about because I'm in the mode already. But this is going to be a video about new releases that I'm not purchasing and one that I did. So I want to do a series like this every so often, and I know a lot of people do videos like this now, and I think it's so cool. I love this community that we're in and how much we encourage each other to think before shopping, and I just love it. So I'm gonna talk about two collections or like new releases that I was interested in, but then I decided not to purchase anything, and then one product that is a new release that I did buy, and I'm gonna give you a little review on it. So the first thing that came out that I was so tempted by was the new Caroline Hirons box, Cult Beauty box or whatever. So she's had quite a few of those. I've never purchased any because they are so expensive. Like, they are a good deal, but when you do the conversion of pounds to dollars, it's like $250, which is insane. And then you have to pay customs on top of that. I just can't. So this one came out and it's all about cleansing, and I love cleansing. Caroline has taught me so much about cleansing, and it really has improved my skin to use not as harsh products, like no foaming products and stuff on my skin, and I'm just really thankful to her blog for that. And I know you can't trust everything someone says, but I have learned a lot of great tips from her, and so I always check out her beauty boxes when they get released. So it's all about cleansing pretty much, and like every box that she has done, there's only been like one or two products that I'm actually interested in. And this box, it was definitely the Dr. Dennis Gross ferulic acid pads. I'm so interested in those, but I think for like $88 you get 16 pads, which is like none. Like, that is such a small amount for such an expensive amount of money, and you didn't even get a full size in her box. So that was like, okay. And that was the number one thing that I was most excited about in her box. So that kind of quickly changed my tune on whether or not to buy it. And then I remembered, oh yeah, it's like $250 to buy this whole box. So I like the idea of a cleansing box, and I think it's actually sold out already. That's just so much money to spend on cleansing balms and oils. Like, I am trying not to buy such expensive skincare, like as far as cleansers go, because it is really ridiculous to spend $50 or something on something that gets rinsed down the drain, as opposed to like a serum or moisturizer that really does stay on your skin and work some magic overnight or during the day or whatever. And I am trying to convince myself not to spend so much money on cleansers, even though I love them a lot. And I love usually the most expensive ones, like the Amarovixa and the Tatcha ones. Absolutely amazing, super ridiculously expensive. But another thing with the Caroline Hirons boxes that I just can't get past is that I would pretty much never be able to repurchase the things that are in the box. So even if you're getting like a really great discount, if like you say you wanted every single thing that was in the box, and so the $250 or 175 pounds wasn't that exorbitant to you because it might be worth like $500 or something. So that could be a good deal up front. You're getting half off. But to go and repurchase something, you're gonna have to repurchase it at full price, and probably at most the sales that you can get on these things are like 10 or 20% off. So I just could never afford these things. I really couldn't. I would try to be able to if I really loved the product, but to be able to repurchase it over and over, it's just not something that I can do at the money that I'm making at this point. So that is really the main thing that turns me off about those boxes, even though I want the products and I know that they're super fancy and super luxurious and stuff. I just wouldn't be able to afford to buy it after the fact, and that actually bums me out about getting the box. Like, I don't want to get the box, fall in love, and then be like, oh yeah, I'm not a super rich person, so I can't buy this again. I just think that would be so sad, and especially if you see like really great results with skincare, which is hard to find. If you find that in a really expensive product, it would be hard to pass it up and not buy it. So I'm trying, even just in like my normal purchases, I'm trying not to buy things that I can't sustain and like purchase over and over when I run out and need to buy new ones. I never thought about that before, but now I do, or I try to, and it really has helped me pause before I purchase something expensive. Even if I can afford it at the moment, can I afford it a year from now or 6 months from now when I need to repurchase? The answer usually is probably not, so I try not to buy it. So with the Caroline Hirons boxes, I might never purchase any because of that reason, but I know so many people enjoy the boxes and really get a lot of use out of the products, and I think I would get a lot of use out of the products, but for that much money for cleansers, it just didn't make sense to me. If it was all serums or something, damn, that would be amazing. $250 for like 4 or 5 serums is actually an amazing deal. But again, when I run out, I probably wouldn't be able to afford it anyway. So that is why I'm not buying the Caroline Hirons box, but it's probably sold out anyway. But let me know if you guys got it and if you think it's a good deal to you, because I'm sure some people really do think that's an awesome deal. Okay, the other collection that just was released is the Jaclyn Hill Champagne Pop collection. And I owned Champagne Pop, but I just sold on my blog sale, and the color is beautiful. The color is so, so gorgeous, but it just isn't right on my skin. It's too peach, it's too deep, and I could make it work, especially when I did some self-tan, but honestly, in the past like 2 years, I've been so lazy. I haven't self-tanned like a single time. If I go to the beach and I'm glowing like a ghost or a vampire or whatever, I don't even care because I just don't have time to bother with that. My skin is pale, I'm happy about it, and that's about it. So it's very rare that I would have a self-tan face, and that's pretty much the only way that I can make the Champagne Pop look right on my super, super fair skin. So I decided to sell it. I'm so happy that I did because I just never was using it, and I held on to it because it was Champagne Pop. I love Jaclyn Hill. I think she's such a talented makeup artist, and I really like her personality, and that's why I purchased it in the first place. I bought it the first day it went on sale last summer, and I was so excited. I was so excited to get my hands on it. I couldn't believe it. I loved it. But I honestly never used it. Over the year that it's been since it came out, I probably used it like 3 times at most. So when a whole collection came out surrounded by Champagne Pop, which honestly is genius. Like, if you love Champagne Pop, this is probably like your biggest dream coming true. And I know a lot of people that are more tan than me, up to like deep skin tones, I bet it looks amazing on them. But for fair skin, it just doesn't look right on me. So when the Champagne Pop collection came out, and I thought it was just going to be that palette, which is like the star of the show, I liked the palette, but I don't like the new Prosecco Pop. It will look straight up orange on my skin. I don't like gold, pretty much anything on my skin. It doesn't look right. It looks yellow. It just isn't cute. So the 2 highlighters in the palette won't look good on me. So then there's that row of blushes, and those look gorgeous. I really do hope that they come out with those separately because I think those would do really, really well in the collection. So pretty much all I really liked were the blushes, especially the 2, the Rose Spritz shimmery one, and the other one, the pink one on the other side. Amaretto was the middle one, which is, it looked to me pretty similar to like Wild Honey or Songbird, and I already have Songbird. And then Pamplemousse or something, I don't even know what that means, but that one looked really pretty too. So I was really only interested in 2 blushes out of the whole palette. So if those blushes come out, I might be interested in those. But the palette, it was beautiful. The packaging is just gorgeous, and it sold out in like 6 hours. So I just couldn't even believe it when I was on my lunch break and went on sale. So I was just looking at Sephora and people were leaving like 1-star reviews because they were like, sold out, terrible customer service. And this always happens like every time something gets released and people are really mad they couldn't get their hands on it. But I know Jacqueline did say it was like super limited edition and like you'd never be able to get your hands on it again or something. I don't know. But that kind of stuff really stresses me out when you have to like decide right away like that you're gonna buy it. And $52, it's pretty expensive to me, but I guess with all the products that you're getting, it's not that expensive because you're getting a whole palette. But that was just a no for me because of the highlighters especially. The eyeshadow palette, oh, it looks so pretty. That's something I'm really, really tempted by, but I know I have 5 million eyeshadows, so I have to pass on it. But that is something that really, really tempted me in the collection was the eyeshadow palette. So that's something that I'm really trying to talk myself out of, and it's hard because it's so pretty and I really like it, but I have to step back and not buy that. Also, I thought that the color of the liquid Shimmering Skin Perfector liquid and the poured version, so the cream one and the compact, those look like such a prettier color to me than the real Champagne Pop powder. And I don't know if it's just because of how it looks on video or something. I really want to see this collection in person to see specifically the liquid and the poured, because they look like a much prettier light white gold with like a pink kind of ness to it. I think they look beautiful, and that the pump one especially is something that I have been interested from Becca to purchase one of those pump ones. But if it's like just my imagination that those colors look different than the real Champagne Pop, then I don't want it if it's the same color. But if it's more of a lighter color that would look nice on my skin, that might be something I'm interested in, because I've wanted like pearl or something from that, but I never bit the bullet. But now I like more natural glowy makeup, so I think that would look really, really pretty, and you can mix it in with your moisturizer and put on like your chest or your legs. The pump one is probably the most intriguing product to me that I am tempted by, like the most tempted out of anything by. But if it's the same color as the pressed one and it's not how it looks on screen, then I definitely will skip it. But if it is different, then it might come home with me eventually. But if it's super limited edition, I don't want to buy it and then never be able to buy it again, you know? I feel like this collection might become permanent just because of the demand. I know she said it won't ever become permanent, but money always wins, to be honest, so it might become permanent. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm tempted by the collection for sure, but so far I haven't bought anything, and it's not keeping me awake at night. If I miss out on it, I don't really care, but definitely the pump liquid perfector is really, really interesting to me. But everything else, the eyeshadow palette though, but everything else I'm not letting myself buy, but I might buy the pump one. Okay. So the one new release that I did purchase is the Graveyard Girl Swamp Queen palette. So I love Graveyard Girl. Bunny is so awesome to me. I really, really love her. And I love Tarte eyeshadows. That Energy Noir palette, I'm like in love with it, and that's a full face palette like this one is. So I was really excited because the quality of that palette is amazing. So I was so looking forward to a palette from Graveyard Girl, who loves Tarte, and I know she loves Tarte, so I thought this was like the perfect collaboration. I couldn't wait to see how amazing this palette was. And I love the big mirror, and it says on the top, believe in yourself, love yourself, embrace your individuality. And that's just Bunny to me. I think that she's such a great role model and inspiration, and I just love that they included that. So I did a get ready with me first impression on this, and I'll link that below if you want to see it, but it comes with a little brush which is very stiff. It's not really like a blending brush or anything. I don't really love this brush. I've been trying it out, but it's not my favorite. I really like that it's not double-ended though, because you can't stick it in like your makeup brush holder when it's double-ended because it'll mess up one side. So that's the one thing I'm really thankful about. So these are all of the colors of the palette. And they are gorgeous colors. That is what really sold me on the palette. Of course, I wanted to support Bunny with this palette, and I would have been tempted by it no matter what colors it was, but these colors really, really are my aesthetic. There's warm, there's really beautiful, cool tone purples. The cheek colors are really pretty. Just everything is gorgeous about this palette. I really, really love it. But the quality, you guys, isn't that good. And I'm super bummed. I'm wearing it all on my face again today, and I think my look turned out really, really nice, but they're not the easiest shadows to work with, and I don't know if you can tell, but there's a lot of powder that gets kicked up when you use your brush. So like when you see, I just like tapped it in and there's all that powder that falls out. So that's pretty much all the shades that I've tried have a lot of fallout. But fallout doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be bad. What I think is disappointing is that these colors swatch so beautifully, but they don't perform the same on your eyes. So I gave this example yesterday in my Get Ready With Me. Oops, wrong color. These are the three really, really beautiful satin shades. We have SFS, Sassy Bun, and Uncommon. And they swatch so beautifully. Like, they look amazing. And these were probably the three colors that I was most excited about in the palette, because I love shimmery satin colors like that. Like, that is my jam. I love it so much. But when you apply it to your eyes, it just like blends away to nothing. It's sad when I saw that happening, and I was really hoping it was me, but then I've been using it more and it's not me, it's the palette. And I used Uncommon today on the lid wet, which is what I did in my Get Ready With Me, and it looks beautiful when you do it that way. But if you just apply it dry to your eyes, it just blends away, and it's so unfortunate to me because the Tarte shadows that I have tried are some of the best eyeshadows I have ever used, and I have received a lot of comments that said that the Tarte formula is very hit or miss with their eyeshadows, and that just really bums me out because I was hoping this would be a hit. I really love these colors, and it's a palette I will definitely use a lot of, but it's not the easiest palette to work with for me. But I do the mattes in here, which are actually a majority of the colors. We have Haunting, Big Baby, Natural Peaches, Man Cat. Dog Man actually has a little bit of shimmer, but on the eye it really does look matte. So there's a lot of mattes, which I love, and those perform better. They are very powdery, but they're a little bit better than the shimmer ones do. So it's sad, it's really sad, but I love, especially these two cheek products. Does this thing really work in Gator Wings? Gator Wings has a lot of glitter, but if you tap off your brush before you blend it, and you can even see as I blended it onto my hand, that all the glitter pretty much falls away and it leaves this beautiful glow. I hope you guys can tell. It's a stunning highlight, and I don't typically like pink blushes, but this one is really, really pretty on the cheeks. It's like a really nice satin blush, and it does, again, have some shimmers in it, but they pretty much blend away. So it just gives a really, really nice flush. I haven't used Sweet Tea, which is this kind of bronzy color, but that's like the same. It has some shimmers, but it just blends away. So I love the cheek products. I think it gives a really pretty look to the cheeks. The eye looks turn out really nice, but it's not as good of quality as I hoped for it to be from Tarte, and I don't know. I really love the colors, and if the formula would have been better on the eyeshadows, I would say everyone needs this palette if you like more muted smoky looks. This is like my perfect palette. These colors are amazing, but the formula, it's just not there, and compared to the Tarte shadows that I've tried before, it's definitely not the same, not as good quality. This palette is only $45 for a full face, 9 eyeshadows, 3 cheek products. So I think the price point is really, really good, but I feel like they might have sacrificed some of the quality to get the price to be that low. And that's the only thing I can really think of when it comes to the price versus the quality, because their other palettes aren't that expensive, but they have really good quality. So it's just kind of a bummer. I definitely love this palette and I will get a lot of use out of it. I forgot to mention it is magnetic, which I really love, and it's just so cute. I love that they kept Bunny's true personality, and I don't know, I just thought this was a really great representation of her, but the products aren't as good as I expected from Tarte. So those are my thoughts on 3 new releases. Let me know what you guys think about this video. I really liked it to chat with you guys about what I'm thinking about these things and stuff. So if you liked it, please let me know, and I will definitely do more in the future, because it kind of helps me reevaluate purchases as well, which I always appreciate that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please let me know if you've purchased any of these 3 different products or collections that I talked about and what you think about them, or if there's other products that you have been itching to buy but you're gonna try to talk yourself out of. Let us know that as well. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, you guys, and I will see you soon. Bye!